Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop, the place where we take nothing and make something out of it. I'm going to do a practice today. I want to see if this experiment will work out and if I can actually make something out of bottle caps. Now, I made file handles, but the file handles are pretty lumpy and ugly. And I really want to make something that actually has a value to me. So I'm going to try using some techniques, and they may work, they may not, but you get to watch. Just going to try and make up a really primitive mold. This stuff's called parchment paper, and it seems to work pretty well from the standpoint of it takes heat really, really well. Now, this is not what I would consider to be a good method of doing this, but it's what I'm going to try for this experiment. I'm going to use some of these ground up pieces, because I think I'll be able to let them flow in a little better. A little too much in there, I think. Now there's going to be air spaces, so I have to have it a little bit higher than what the mold would normally take, just because I expect this stuff to shrink. Get those staples down so they won't interfere with my heat source. Now I've got it set on steam. I don't know what that temperature is really going to be. Somewhere above 212, I would imagine. I put it all the way up on high, and it worked. Well, it's definitely getting hot enough. But I think the parchment paper usually doesn't stick, so I think I'm getting it actually too hot. Or at least hotter than it needs to be. So I'm going to turn down the temperature. And I want to smear this out so that it goes down into that pattern. I want to actually compress it down in there. Okay, now I'm going to let it cool off. I want to put a weight on it so that it stays flat while it's doing it. What have I got that's a weight? Well, this is a weight that'll act as a chill also. Let this thing cool down. Okay, we'll give it a few minutes and see what happens. Well, once it's cooled off, it comes right out of the paper. I didn't get it hot enough. I've got to get it hot enough to go all the way down through that and heat all the way down to the bottom. So we try it again. First, I'm going to trim this back. I think I can cut it with these shears. If not, I'll use a pair of tin snips or wire cutters. These shears will do it. Really need 2 irons. That would be the way to go. One on the top, one on the bottom. See if I can get this thing to transmit heat all the way down through. Kind of teeter it on the top. Turn the temperature down. I don't want to drive all the plasticizers out of the plastic if I can help it. Well, it's definitely warm enough. Okay, now we'll let it sit for a while. When Lydia got a new iron, I absconded with the old one. It does have a temperature control, which is kind of cool. And it's a heating source, which is controllable. And it didn't cost anything, which is great. I think that's maybe a little too hot. I'll set that up and let it cool off again and see what happens. Still got to put more heat down through that. I have to heat all the way down to the bottom of the plastic. Want to have the block completely fused. I think this plate is rough enough that it's leaving a rough surface on the plastic. So I'm going to not use this. I'm going to get a different chill plate. Bottom of this is nice and flat. Maybe I can do it this way. Put that on there and then set this weight on top. it'll still act as a chill. But I'll have that smooth surface in there to hopefully keep the plastic from getting such a big wrinkle in it. And I still have to see if I've heated it all the way down through. I really need to heat it from both sides, I think. I don't think I can transmit the heat through the plastic well enough with just heating one side of it.